Ain't nothing but a party, is what it be.
Good morning, everybody. This is old Andy at the work shed. I'm going to put together an Arrowmohead table today. Yeah, you heard me, an Arrowmohead table. And don't mind the orange shirt. I'm not an orange fan. Here in South Carolina, I'm a green cock. But today is Halloween. It's Pumpkin Day. That's what orange should be on. Pumpkin and an orange. Okay, I'm starting with this 90-degree angle table. It probably had a glass top. I'll talk about what I've got in it now. Picked it up at an antique shop for about $30. Okay. And what I've done is I cut a piece of plexiglass. And this is 1/8 inch. I would suggest a thicker plexiglass if you had a bigger table, because there's going to be some weight from the epoxy here. I'm going to put epoxy here. Well, anyway, I painted it a little bit first, made it a little nicer. But I cut the plexiglass to the correct size, and I put all the way around it, I put the silicone. Now, I've used other stuff. I still don't know what I want to use, but these tables will leak if you're not careful. I found that out the hard way. So, anyway, I used the silicone, and it's supposed to stop any kind of moisture from going through it. And once the epoxy's poured on, this will become one mass. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put in my Arrowmoheads. These are Arrowmoheads I made, and they're out of obsidian and glass.
Years ago, in days of old, the Lord, He first made man. He took a rib, a woman to give, but things got out of hand.
Okay, I'm back with you. The table I'm going to start with is I'm going to be using the following: 2-part epoxy, paintbrush, stirrer, and some cups. Simple as that. Okay, I've taken a little bit of each epoxy resin, the A and the B, and I make sure they're measured out to be the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush this. Once I've mixed it up good, I'm going to brush it on to the plexiglass to create a seal and to help with bubbles and that kind of thing, but mostly to hold the points down. So now I get to sit here for a while, make sure I have my second hand to watch, because I want to do this for 6 minutes since I mixed them together. We'll do it 6 minutes in one cup, and then we'll switch to another cup. I'll show you that in a moment.
The Lord looked down, then He looked all around. From the garden they had to flee. He said, before you go, I want to know.
Okay, I've stirred this concoction for 6 minutes now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it in the clean cup. That's the directions of the resin epoxy. If I can get it out of there. It's been warming up some. I'm going to pour it in a clean cup, and what I do after that, I'm going to continue stirring it for another 6 minutes. Be back with you. Okay, now I've got my mixture, and it's done, I hope. I hope those bubbles aren't going to hurt me. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint it with the mixture. Now what this is going to do is hopefully seal it further in the edges, and also create a sticky surface for my points to lay on, so that they won't move around when I pour the epoxy on.
Ain't nothing but a party, is what it be. We're here to party hardy, just so you and me.
I'm doing a little bit of torch work on this first one just to get the bubbles out. It's just a cool morning, and my epoxy kind of set up a little stiff, so I'm trying to get the bubbles out now. Well, the next part is the fun part. This is where I put the arrowheads on it. And I think I'm going to do a random act with these. Let's see, that would look good there, wouldn't it? Right about there.
Life is tough, so when you've had enough, let your hair down and shout with glee. Woo! Let it fill your soul, let the good times roll. Ain't nothing but a party.
Okay, I've laid out my transparent Arrowmoheads all across my tabletop here. I have a lot of different materials. I think that's some kind of slag glass. Sometimes I work slabs when I'm a percussion guy. That's a slab of rose glass. This is obsidian. Look at that flute. And this is, I guess somebody melted a bunch of beer bottles and put them together. Shout out to my good friend Steve Compton, who did that glass. He resides up near Oconee. Oh, he's in Oconee County. Thank you, Steve, for that glass. For all you ladies, got a little bit of pink thrown in. And anyway, that's our tabletop. Oh, this point is the only one I've ever made with fog. Like I say, I'm a percussion guy, and it turned out pretty nice. Okay, my table it has the points in it. It's been sitting overnight.
President Bill, he played the saxophone. He was a real cool cat. Even though he smoked and stuff, he never got stoned. And that's an unnatural fact. Yeah, it is.
Just set the level on it, I guess. Well, let's try that. Yeah, this is going to be a great video, I can tell. I want to make sure that we are, here it is, right here, that we are level with this thing. Epoxy is going to be kind of like water. It will find its own level. So you got to make sure that it is level. Alright, got a friend helping me video this, and what I'm doing is I'm putting 2-part epoxy in different cups. I like to use these solo cups. What you want to do is I use these little lines here to help measure. You want to do them in small batches. It goes better that way. And close it up. This stuff can be messy. Put that away. And I'm going to mix them together and I'm going to stir it. I have to have my, well, I'll find it in a second, but I have to have my second hand, because when I stir it, it's going to be 6 minutes, and then I put it in a clean cup in 6 more minutes. So here we go. I'm going to mix them together. This is running a lot better than yesterday, so it should set up better. Isn't that beautiful? Now, one thing about the price of these tables, the epoxy resin is expensive.
Women they come and women they go. He was truly a ladies' man. The media swore they had to know more. So Bill, tell us if you can. And William Jefferson said,
don't go too far out there. I've been stirring this for 6 minutes, and what happens, it heats up, and I think it turns a little more liquidy. But I'm going to pour this into this one. The epoxy resin goes into a clean one, and I stir for 6 more minutes. Now, I didn't make these rules up. I just read the rules, okay? So I'm going by the rules. Okay, I've been stirring this 6 minutes. I stirred it 6 minutes to begin with and put it in a clean cup and stirred it 6 more minutes by the directions. The next thing I'm going to do is pour it into my tabletop. Okay, so what I want to do here is, it doesn't matter, just kind of pour it evenly, and you don't have to pour it too fast. You kind of want it not to make a lot of bubbles.
Ain't nothing but a party, is what it be. We're here to party hardy, just you and me. That's right, Hillary, just you and me.
Bubbles coming up, but we'll get rid of those more in a little while. Alright. And being level is seeking its own level, like water would. Okay, I'm fixing to do another round of this, but you can see I've got bubbles and a lot of small bubbles here. So what I'm going to do, Turn the flame down some. You want your flame to be not so prevalent. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly go across this, and the bubbles just disappear. You don't want those bubbles in there. And you don't want to scorch it, so you want to keep it moving, and you'll see the little bubbles just disappear. See all them bubbles disappearing there? And when I do the next round, I'll also torch it again. Alright, so that's that. Okay, the second batch has been 6 minutes together and 6 minutes in a new cup. Anyway, I'm going to pour this batch on there. And of course this table is going to take more than 2 batches.
Life is tough, so when you've had enough, let your hair down and shout with glee. Let it fill your soul, let the good times roll. Ain't nothing but a party.
I have some more bubbles, so I'm going to go through this with the torch again. Get rid of the bubbles. I'll let the bubbles come up for a little while, and then I'll do it again. I'll have at least 1 more cup, maybe 2 more cups to go with this. Anyway, this cup's quite warm too. That stuff gets warm when you mix it. Only do this in room temperature, 70 to 80 degrees. Do not do this any colder or any hotter. Okay, the table's been finished for some days now. The epoxy has set up. It's nice and hard. Nice and hard tabletop. This is a see-through with plexiglass on the bottom and epoxy throughout. One thing to realize is if you have a clear Arrowhead or something clear like this one, let's see if you can see it. Yeah, that's crystal quartz. Well, the epoxy's supposed to turn a little yellow as time goes on. Hopefully that won't mess up things, but I think it turned out fairly nice. And I might put a light in it at a later date. Try to get some of these colors to pop. But anyway, I'm glad I got to share it with you. And I hope you make yourself some tables. Enjoy.
Life is tough, so when you've had enough, let your hair down and shout with glee. Let it fill your soul, let the good times roll. Ain't nothing but a party. Ain't nothing but a party. Ain't nothing but a party.